stabilization of the region. How is that our business?
Right. How does stabilizing their region benefit?
I think he's out of his mind, or maybe he's this for the last time.
We need to leave them people alone. That's why they hate us now. Keep going over there fucking shit up. Oh,
no, they
need
hate
to
people
stabilize
like you.
the region. No, they hate America.
They hate people like you.
They definitely hate you. You killed their kids, bitch.
Yeah, they hate
us. Fuck are you
only the ones
about?
that deserve to die.
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
So here's the thing, though. Like, if you've been over there and you interacted with the Iraqi nationals and shit over there, like, they're very friendly.
That's right.
They're very friendly, hospitable people. Yeah, we're over there.
They're the nicest people. Dude, I grew up a poor, I thought I was poor in Georgia when I grew up. But when I went to Iraq, I saw a whole level of poor I didn't even understand.
Be quiet.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Doc, is the fact that, like, you're literally doing the same thing we're giving crap to the Zionists, the Israelis about. Is the fact that you fucked around with a group of people, and now they're responding back and saying, we don't like you because of what you did to us, and you can't take responsibility. America has meddled in a lot of people's shit we had no business meddling in, and we have started shit. And then we turn around and try to make them look like fucking bad.
No, and we belong there. We belong there.
No, we don't. We've lost lives of soldiers thinking they're going to
we can agree to disagree then.
No, you're not even listening.
You're saying that we shouldn't be there, and I'm saying we should. We just
That's not what I said. I said we've lost the lives of soldiers thinking they were going over there to kill an enemy. They thought they were defending something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the fuck are we talking about? You tripping.
That was the crux of the conversation when we were over there.
I'm not tripping. Jazzy.
Hold on a second, Doc. Hold on, you are tripping, nigga, because I'm talking. So, what I'm saying, Doc, is...
Dude, I wish I was black.
Yo, Doc, listen, let's have a serious conversation. Dude, that's all we talked about over there was why the fuck are we here? We even had fucking French Air Force, Canadian Air Force. We were sitting down breaking bread with them. They're like, God damn, like, we're so used to Americans being patriotic and Rambo and shoot them up, tear shit up, and kick ass and take names later. They were really surprised to see a group of Marines, a large group of Marines sitting there talking like, why the fuck are we here? Yeah, we don't belong over here. So everybody was talking about this, Doc. Everybody had the question, why the fuck are we over here? What the fuck are we getting accomplished?
What year, what theater?
Idiot, bro.
Question, Doc. What did us being over there, how did that benefit America?
Because we could fight them fucktards on their property instead of ours.
Who? The American people that assisted in 9/11? Or, like, who the fuck are we fighting? Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. And we didn't even find Osama bin Laden until...
Sure about that?
I'm positive, bitch.
There was no weapons of mass destruction.
Regardless of weapons, I thought we went to Iraq to respond to 9/11. That's what the fuck they told us, bitch.
Yeah, all that was a front to fuck.
What are you talking about, you dumbass nigga?
The fact that I can smell your halitosis across this motherfucking internet.
All that was a destabilization of a fuck country, because there's way more Arab countries out there, way more Middle Eastern countries that have closer ties and more prominent ties with terrorism that affects America than Iraq. They just needed to get Saddam Hussein out of the way, and they found their excuse and bamboozled the American people, bro. That's all. It's another toppling of a fucking foreign country. That's all.
I'm happy we did it.
And for what purpose? So that's what I'm saying. You're happy to do it, but
because he's a murderer. And he got a free pass to go kill people. That's why. That's what I'm saying. You have men like you, for example, and a bunch of other men that really thought they were going to defend this country. They're like, hell no, I got kids, my family, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck we gotta fight, we're gonna fight it. But then you got people like Doc that was like, I'm ready to go kill a kid and get away with it.
Actually, seeing people
this was
like
fun
Dom,
for him.
Seeing people like Dom makes me happy, but this is the biggest size of our enemy. Like, people like you, Dom, doesn't like terrify us because you're a fucking idiot. How are you gonna terrify people? You're so fun.
Turn your country into a fucking glass parking lot?
Yeah, listen, we have a chance to fuck you up since you have a lot of white people.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. If black people start thinking like white people, they'd have never took us over, bro. We so nice. Like, listen to us. We like, they don't deserve that. This nigga's like, fuck it. We're gonna fucking kill everybody in the whole fucking region. Like, for what, though? I don't understand the point. I don't get it. What's the point?
Well, people fail to realize too, like, yeah, we've lost a lot of American troops and soldiers and stuff over there, but our numbers of loss pale in comparison to the amount of innocent civilians that they've lost over there that got caught in the crossfire, bro. And it's
Yeah, we lost 10,000 American soldiers.
We never lose
Can I finish talking, please?
So American people,
Jesse,
they
please.
you know,
Jesse,
are
please.
comfy, and those civilians always are getting fucked up.
Please.
Fuck.
What I'm saying is, we invaded in 2003. We left in 2011. We lost 10,000 American soldiers on that ground. But yeah, the Iraqi, probably the number is somewhere around 1 million Iraqis died for the 10,000.
You're so funny. Wallahi, you're so funny. It's not about numbers, you fucking idiot.
Well, I mean,
listen.
It is. Why am I being interrupted by a fucking Kathleen fucktard?
Ibrahim, what is it
I
about?
was literally talking. Why are you letting this fucktard interrupt me?
You can finish.
Why are you letting this fucktard interrupt me?
You can finish in a second.
Fuck this fucking Dune Coon piece of shit.
Hurry up.
Okay, your point is useless because a lot of
Jesse, I know you really don't like America.
At least
I
we
love
want
America,
you fucking
bitch.
douchebag.
I'm trying to
want in
cleanse
Gaza.
it ethnically.
Like 50,000 people got killed in Palestine, but we won the war, you fucking douchebag.
Yeah, suck a dick.
Oh, I get what he's saying, Sig. He's saying it's not about, like, even though they have more people die, like you said, like, at the end, we still lost. Right? Like, I think that's what he's saying.
We haven't gained substantial benefits to the country, bro.
Can I finish what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted?
Yeah, you fucking narcissist bitch.
No, what I was saying was we invaded in 2003, we left in 2011, that's 8 years in Iraq, 10,000 American soldiers died on ground.
$10,000 every minute.
And probably close to 1 million Iraqis died. But the thing is, but since we came back and, the way that Sig and KP want to, make it poignantly clear, we shouldn't have fucking been there. Of the soldiers that cycled through Iraq, 100,000 of them since 2010 to now have committed suicide. We've lost 10 times the amount of soldiers to suicide than we did from fucking being shot at by because of people like you that hate America.
I love America. I think that they felt guilty. And this is something that they speak about. Even, I'm telling you, do you hear Sig? Like, you're ignoring another man that was over there telling you, he questioned why the fuck he was there. And only your stupid murdering ass is like, I don't give a fuck, I was fighting for my country. And what are you doing now, you dirty bitch? Nothing. Rotting the fuck away. You're gonna listen, you reap what you sow, and that's for everybody, not just you. You reap what the fuck you sow.
And then I
forget that.
The tares from the wheat. Yeah.
If you shit in your vegetables, bitch is gonna get E. coli. Alright? You reap what you sow.
Yeah, you don't even know how to get the wheat from the tares. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Death to every single Jesus follower on the planet. Death to...
Allahu Akbar. respect, but
This can't be a real place. I don't know.
Yeah, so Doc, I'm still waiting on an answer. How has America benefited from being in the Middle East?
the stabilization. Oh, jeez. So I'm about to stand up. My heart's about to hurt.
I know it.
Well, no, it's called orthostatic hypotension. When I stand up real quick, it makes my heart rate drop, and it makes me get dizzy-headed.
Let me get green. Give me mine.
No, but you want to know why we benefited from the Middle East being stabilized?
Big Pharma did. That's it.
Well, you're not wrong with that one, KP. You know, because like people don't realize like how much pharmaceutical comes out of crude oil.
It's not just that. Opioids are made from poppy seeds, and Afghanistan has the highest poppy seed population in the world.
And we paid them through U.S. aid to improve their farming skills.
You didn't pay them for nothing. You took the
U.S. aid paid Afghanistan
No,
for
they
farming
didn't pay.
skills.
They didn't pay them nothing.
It's already come out.
Nigga, they paid to set up shop and ship that shit back to America. They did not pay them people. They paid the little workers, what, $2 an hour? They didn't pay Afghanistan a dime. What are you talking about? You're a fucking idiot. That's why they're mad at all the USA that went out now. It never went to the people.
And this is why you're saying
it never benefits this country. It never benefits the people at the bottom. I thought the USA was to build a country up. No, it's to build American federal workers up.
Okay, 2 questions for Doc. A, why the fuck you gonna correlate her being single to anything she said? And B, why you still have not answered C?
And C, why the fuck are you
I
single?
told you, the reason we should have been there is to stabilize the Middle East. And with Iraq, we did stabilize it.
Okay, how does that benefit America, though? How does stabilize benefit America?
The fact that the Saudi family is happy with the way things are.
Yeah, so I was going to say, he's trying to say when
you fat bitch
when he says stabilize, when he says stabilize, he's talking about killing Saddam Hussein for trying to get off the petrodollar, because that brick shit has been underway for a long time, right? And they were about to get off the petrodollar, which most people use. So in '93, since the Gulf War, this nigga named Chalabi, which was a banker from Iraq, has been lobbying the American government to kill Saddam Hussein. Because he been talking about getting off the petrodollar, which, why Doc just said, stabilize, right? The banking system. And also, the oil thing is true. The Saudis were very happy that Saddam was gone and didn't threaten their business of oil. You know what I mean? But that doesn't benefit America. It benefits American leaders that are getting paid from these people to play out and kill a bunch of money and kill a. They make OPEC plus, bitch. They don't give a fuck about America. All they do is use us for our soldiers, bitch. You dumb fucking cunt, retarded, delusional fucking mental patient. Fucking asshole.
Yeah, I want to see your fat ass with a rucksack on, fat bitch.
Never. You'll never see me in shit. You cocksucking bitch. Faggot ass white boy. Yeah, what's up, faggot?
I love you.
You're a faggot, Doc.
Your mom's a beautiful woman, but you ain't.
Bitch. And you know what your mama is.
God damn, it's too early.
You gotta say it.
Can we all just get along?
Ask this stupid bitch. Decrepit ass fucker.
You guys watching the news?
Did you say
Gene
you're
Hackman. Gene Hackman.
This ninja. Oh, Jesus Lord.
Gene Hackman and his wife have been found dead in their home.
Who did?
Who is that?
Gene Hackman.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Brother, like his fucking actors
Yes, they were found dead in their home.
60, and the dog.
Carbon dioxide.
So they killed the wife, the husband, and the dog. What do you think, Ann? Does that sound like natural causes to you?
No, I think they got they're saying like carbon dioxide.
Wait a minute, it was from murder? No, he's 95, his wife was 60 something, and their dog died, and they were all found in their home dead.
That sounds so stupid.
Come out, I'm out.
Right, this sounds so stupid. They got somebody killed them.
No.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Yes.
The dog. Really?
Yes, when someone kills the dog, that's how you know it's personal.
Thank you.
So how do you know it wasn't carbon dioxide poisoning?
It wasn't. And what they're going to do is not tell you about the gunshot wounds. Like, you know, Pimp C, the rapper, they said he overdosed from lean, but the last person that saw him said it was a pool of blood on the floor.
Oh.
But the autopsy, of course, you know,
Yeah.
said it was an overdose. But he was murdered too.
So,
So like, and he was in LA.
wait,
Well, this apparently happened in New Mexico.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, there you go.
Might as well be in Tijuana.
okay, why the media is hiding this kind of news?
They're not hiding it. You guys are just fighting about stupid shit and don't check your phone.
I think so.
I think he's talking about why they're hiding that they were killed.
Yes.
And saying it's like carbon monoxide
What else
poisoning.
is usually just like an investigate if they're investigating it. That they
Well, dude, you can look at like Rich Homie Quan. Like, why doesn't anybody look into that fucking thing?
3 days before the Oscars?
Wait, what was it?
Just happened 3 days before the Oscars.
It wasn't 3 days before the Oscars.
The Oscars is on Sunday. It's happening down the street from my house, you dumbass.
No.
He's talking about the person that just died, not
Rich
Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan was about to go to testify against Young Thug in court. It wasn't about the Oscars.
We know, we're not talking about
This is what happens when you're so piss-face drunk that you can't even keep up with a fucking conversation.
Seriously.
Hey, listen, yo fat ass is Gene Hackman. Go suck on some carbon monoxide.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He don't know. Fucking retard. But when I'm doing what I'm doing, he probably gonna...
Dude, I don't give a fuck if you want to act like Stacey Abrams.
Anywho, back to what we were talking about.
It was a good conversation yesterday, Jen.
It was...
I can say that. Even though like that was wild, like I did actually like leave like because usually I leave rooms. I'm like, what did I get out of that? But like I did think it was like productive and good.
I got a lot out of that. It was
Yeah.
great rooms. I'm not gonna lie.
But dude, it was so emotional. Like it was like, oh my god.
That's what Big Rex, this guy in here, said earlier. He said they turn into 5-year-olds and they start talking about that. Like,
Yeah. He was like wild. I'm like, why are you guys making me do this to you? It feels uncomfortable to have like moderate men like that. It's like, come on, man. Have some dignity. And we're dropping them to the audience. Asker's just like, bring him back up.
Right. I'm like, who popped that motherfucker back?
You're not even acting in the room. You're just seeing hands raised and you're like, oh, you didn't know I just cussed this motherfucker out and he was in a 20-minute timeout. And I was like, oh my god. Fucking fucker.
And then 1984, oh my god, girl.
I thought, you know what? I thought that he would be someone we could win over. He seems like he's got some PTSD of some sort.
Yeah, we're friends, but he's
Yeah, I
crazy
can
as
tell.
hell.
Like he's got something like it comes from. He's not just like that. Like it comes from something.
I think he's drunk. Like,
No.
Yeah.
You know, Adam's not meant to sit back and watch Unforgiven. Watch it again.
You see what I mean, KP? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I didn't know he was that old either. 95.
Hey, KP, me and Sue were talking about this the other day. That woman that left her kids in that fucking house.
Oh, she's done.
Dude, I have never seen anything like that in my life.
4 years?
They just gave her a free house, you know that, right?
Huh?
No, that's a different woman.
No.
This was like the most disgusting.
You're
Yes.
talking about the one that froze.
The one in Michigan?
Car.
Yeah.
No, it was another one, Adams. Adams is another lady. She left her kids for 4 fucking years.
Oh, that woman. Yeah. I heard about that.
There's
She had like three. She had like 3 kids, and
Yeah.
like she got them up in the apartment. Yeah, I'm
She
talking
lived
about
her
the
whole
woman.
separate life, and if they wanted food, she would just DoorDash them stuff. She never went there, and like she told them they were not allowed to leave the house. The house was like feces, and like, oh my god. I wonder what that woman's gonna get charged with.
Shit, child neglect.
Was she black?
Yes.
But she
What
had-
the fuck?
Well, the woman. There was another woman in Michigan where her kids froze to death in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave that woman a house yesterday.
Well, that's because she
Too late now.
Exactly.
No. But it's because she had been looking for housing. You can ask KP. We talked.
No.
about
I
this,
agree with
last
you.
week.
I absolutely agree with you. But it's like, what is the sense? At this point, like it's too little, too late.
Right, but to try to save face, that's the only reason they did it.
Where does
That is a
that?
little fucked up.
Well, where was it at KP? Where
I think it was at-
the kids at?
MGM.
Why MGM?
Yeah, I think it was
Wait,
MGM.
at MGM the casino?
Yeah, she parked in the ramp, and her kids froze.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the kids were in the car,
Yes, and she ran out of gas.
but her car was like parked in the casino parking lot?
Correct.
Well, then she could have just brought them inside.
Don't ask me what she was thinking. I don't.
Well, like, she could have brought them inside and just not, and waited in like before you have to go through security. I mean, they bring kids all the time. There's a hotel inside.
She had nothing. I mean, and I think her mother was with her.
What? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's
Her
fine.
other kids didn't die either. It was other kids in the car. She had 5 kids. 2 of
I
them
mean,
died.
that doesn't seem right. It seems like maybe she wanted to go gamble and she left the kids in the car while she went inside and gambled.
Whoa, and
That's what KP said. No, that's what KP said too. Like,
Yeah.
I already got
But then, and-
from being homeless though.
yeah, only 2 of the kids died. And also, their dad lives in the same town. And he says he didn't know that they were homeless. And she said she told him, she asked him for help, and he said he didn't know. So somebody lying.
This seems very odd.
Well, I mean, as vengeful as relationships get, you know, who knows?
But then there was another chick over in the D. The landlord, she had left, and the landlord went to go redo the apartment,
Yeah.
and he was walking around the property and found a shallow grave. And this bitch killed her kid and buried the kid in the backyard.
Not bad.
What in the Benjamin Franklin?
Yeah, he just saw a little foot sticking out the ground.
No, it's not. That's so sad.
I don't know, what's it, Detroit water?
No, that's so
Well, you know, it's something in the water. Like, there's no need to question that. The fuck? That's what I'm saying. Like, literally driving people crazy. They'd be like, black people are fucking crazy. Yeah, I wonder why, bitch. What is in the fucking pipes?
I just need some straight ass kicking. Go back to the old school days.
Yeah, but you gotta get the poison out, see?
You know, damn well, these motherfuckers grew up with lead and asbestos and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, but they didn't grow
Yeah.
up with what?
Jazzy, the thing is, like, it's where my mom, like, grew up, where I grew up originally, was Waycross, Georgia. Right now, you can go find you a house that would have been $250,000, you know, 25 years ago. You can get it for, like, maybe 45 grand. Because, like, you know, the problem is everybody around there, they had water contamination from all the lumber, and they had creosote that ended up like seeping into the groundwater, and everybody ended up getting fucking cancer. Like, the property value over there is crazy cheap.
Yeah, but they still have dirty water. They still haven't taken care of the water because water's still dirty there. I mean, 45,000, that's too much, and they still don't have clean water.
Yep, and remember, Waycross was black. I'm gonna go on mute.
Well, Waycross was the biggest city and the biggest county and the biggest state east of the Mississippi. That was their claim to fame before I-95 came through the interstate, system. Because US 1 ran right through Waycross.
Nigga, I
And
know
there
that.
was no interstate.
Hey, can you not say the N-word?
Nigga, I know that.
No, it's a sand N-word.
What, Dune Coon?
Yeah, that's what I am.
What was her bail set at hand? It was like, what, $1 million or $2 million or some shit?
Oh, but yeah, I mean, she should not be out of there. That's disgusting.
No,
That's
they should just been, I think they set a bill.
No.
Opposed to none.
Come on.
One of those cases got won and the other one didn't.
And I guess like the mom was the one that left her kids for 3 years or whatever. She was just like wanted to like party and not be a mom. Like it should be out of the clubs and had like videos of her like wearing, trying to look nice as if she like just was a single mom partying it up.
What was the name of that girl from Orlando that did that?
Casey Anthony. But she didn't really do that.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because her friends, everybody said she always had her kid with her and she didn't party. She didn't start partying until after she died. So, I don't know. We don't gotta talk about it, but I think her dad did that. But he was an ex-cop, so cops stick together.
It's true, nigga.
Until the bullet passes through.
Even then.
Wait a minute. Trump ordering all trans military to be discharged.
Dude, Admiral Levine. How do you end up with the first female admiral being a trans man? Like, it's a dude. And it's the first female admiral? Like, what in the front door is going on?
I wonder if they have framed pictures of that admiral.
Yeah, it's Admiral Levine. Like Adam Levine from Maroon.
You're a trans female. What? And it's a man.
They don't want to call it a man. I mean a woman.
I'm calling it
I'm confused.
their
See, I'm
pronouns.
confused. No, we don't respect pronouns, homie. We respect God-given gender.
You are male or female. That's it.
We respect science and not sex.
Excuse me, their pronouns she and them.
We don't look to no LGBTQ plus IAWP.
Go ahead, preach.
We
Exclamation
look
point.
to the sky and we look to the balls and we look between those legs
Hey man, I ain't looking at
and
the balls
say,
when it was
what's swinging?
Say it.
We lift up those balls and we see what's under.
How high do you lift them?
Hallelujah.
I don't know.
You see the gooch.
I can't see the butthole.
Have it.
And we inspect that butthole
We don't have that gooch with a hole in spirit.
Huh?
Say it.
to keep you away from those men.
What I'm gonna say,
Those men that
you
you've
don't
been
just wash
crazy.
your ass, you wash your asshole.
Doc, we don't need you. See what I'm saying? You're not black.
Yeah, I just know I arrive only like an hour.
I usually arrive like an hour and a half. Yeah, I usually arrive an hour and a half, but they said boarding is at 5:15.
That he had a point in his life too. He considered considered that. So it's important to have that conversation because I want people, anyone that listens, hey, whatever your journey will be, but
I only think Marshall, I'm just trying to recap so we can get on the same page, so I can get to your conversation. No, I misunderstood you. Sorry, go ahead. Right, so like the question is going to be like, okay, what do you think are the good points? You said that like entitlement programs are a big issue, but like, what about the idea that like Musk makes like $8 million a day on government contracts? Like, don't you think instead of like laying off like all these types of like, you know, boards for the IRS and stuff like that, he should be cutting government contracts primarily as a focus? I don't think he has done the best at looking at government contracts. I worry just like you do that he's paring in his competition. My point in mentioning him and agreeing with Mike partially is to note that we're finally back on a discussion of how much the federal government spends from, say, the Obama administration, which proves to have Republicans care about fiscal conservatism only as far as they could throw it. And then when Donald Trump came in, they forgot all about their fiscally conservative leanings. And so I think his argument about Doge, even though it's not the way I would do. No, I can see the logic there, right? But I'm not sure that Trump and his cronies are. Like, how do you think Trump's worried about government spending per se? You know, I don't think he's worried about government spending either. Neither is the House of Representatives, or else they wouldn't have I thought about you earlier because like he was talking about the $50 million in condoms, but then it's like he then said immediately like over like $1 million to Israel in that same breath. It's like, okay, like, are we really talking about efficiency spending here, or are we just like lining people's pockets that donate to your campaign? I mean, so I live in Israel, donate directly to an American political campaign. It's illegal. And if they are in the United States, they don't No, I think that's true, right? But like, there's a bunch of like Israeli like shell companies that do those. Directly from Israel for its Nicholstein debate. I think there's a bunch of data that got leaked for that. And his donors were Israel bags.
Hey, look, I acknowledge exactly what you're saying in the very beginning when I said specifically that I don't think Trump's interested in less spending. I think he's interested in shrinking the size of the U.S. federal government and then shifting the spending that is happening to benefit his private sector cronies. I said that in the very beginning. I think that's really what he's doing. But I think Musk is doing the same thing. Well, Musk is the recipient of that. He's the recipient he's the wolf in the hen house. He's receiving it and he's doing it. He's the guy who's doing it himself. Given that premise, you should be like at least against Doge, right? Like, let's think about this, right? Like, they're talking about privatizing the post office, right? If the idea is like something like they don't want to privatize the post office to make it more efficient. They just want to like sell it out to Bezos, right? And then have Bezos, be subsidized through the U.S. government delivering his contracts, right? And delivering his postal packages for like a low cost, right? And there's plenty of data to show stuff like this, right? I don't think Doge is going to be like any more selective about that stuff, right? It's going to be even worse. Yeah, but you don't have the option of doing what's being done in a manner that would be done as well as you're suggesting could be. Because it can't be done. So in other words, what I'm saying is it comes down to simple. Either nothing happens or this happens, but there is no third option where it happens the way it should. No, that's the fault of government. It's not a fault of economy, because if we would have got Kamala, it would be exactly the same. There'd be nothing going on.
That's not showing the economy. No, that's not showing the economy, right? Like, the false economy is like, get the showing that's like logically impossible.
What's going on?
Just kicking it, man. Fucking saw you in the fucking hallway. I had to fucking see how you're doing today, if you're still alive. Like, you're not in rooms like so much, but people still talk so much shit about you.
Listen to this.
People out there kicking. I know exactly what you do. Just like how you all doing,
Yeah, never mind. Stupid.
Hello, Moto.
Man, I can't believe the way Jazzy talks. She is so vile and loud and obnoxious.
Obtuse. Yeah, extremely obtuse. I literally just left her room with Sig and KP and Ann's in there and a bunch of other people. But yeah, I was in there for like an hour and a half. Yeah. She's so fucking full of shit. Like, there's a very few people that I would say on Clown House are actually fucking full of shit. She's definitely at the top of that list.
She's high. She's high on the index.
Right next to Tupac.
Yeah, I just don't like to start my morning out, listening to that. I mean, imagine if this is your last day and you listen to some, angry woman scream all kinds of obscenities.
She's mad at God because her kid's autistic.
Oh, really?
Dude, her kid is like, this side of not being Down syndrome.
See, the crazy thing about that is that kid probably gives her income.
Oh, yeah. Well, she lives with her mother. Dude, she was born with a silver spoon up her fucking ass. Like you think that I have money now? She's had money like that since the day she was fucking born.
Who cares? The point is now. The point is she's a vile, vulgar wretch of a woman.
Who lives with her mom with her autistic kid that's 5 years old that doesn't know how to say mom without being like Asperger style.
Damn, that's
like
tough.
the kid is on the spectrum like 10,000%. Not Rain Man, but damn near Rain Man.
See, I smoke so much weed. I mean, I've heard that cannabis can, fuck up your genetics. And when you have a kid, your kid can have, autism, etc., because of cannabis.
Yeah.
So if I ever try to get a chick pregnant, maybe I'll take a 90-day sabbatical from cannabis prior to the impregnation.
Well, but if you're smoking shit with seeds in it, I would agree with you. But the thing is when they were talking about that's why people used to put seeds in there. Like, who put a seed in that joint? I can smell that motherfucker.
What is it about seeds?
Well, the seeds are male, and like when you're smoking the male hormone that's through the seed and you're cooking it, it puts in like a chemical that affects a hormone within the human body. Does this make sense? Or do I need to explain further? Because I took biomolecular chemistry. I can go way deeper.
No, Dr. Danton. No need to go deep unless it's deep inside yourself.
Well, I mean, it's tickling. Not really. I've never had eye contact.
I was in that jazzy room on a burner account, and we were talking about suicides and veterans, and it's like, I wish the VA had something like Clubhouse, but they don't want to have anything like Clubhouse. What's interesting is the VA doesn't want veterans actually talking or organizing.
Oh, could you imagine if we all got together on a Clubhouse, room, some kind of Zoom?
I know they'd have to shut it. They'd shut it down because basically it would become like it would become revolutionary.
Yeah, 110%. I'm not going to disagree with that in the slightest.
Yeah, I've spent enough time with vets doing therapy, and I'm just like, man, if anybody ever organized veterans, they would be a lethal force. But really, the problem is the government. It's not the discharged veteran. It's
the people. Yeah, it's the people.
Well, the VA is. I'm just saying, well, what I'm saying is, if VA did have a social audio chat app for veterans to talk about their problems, too much would get out of the bottle. They'd be like, shut this down. We can't have these fuckers talking about this. Because the citizens, when they hear the veterans talk about how stupid the VA is and how stupid the employees are, they would be like, yeah, shut this whole fucking thing down.
They're like, no, we don't want socialized health care. Because that's all it is.
I know. It's so expensive. I hope the government shuts a lot of things down. And
it's unfruitful. Yeah, I'd rather fire everybody and rehire back what we need.
They should shut the whole VA down and just give veterans a health insurance card and say, hey, go to your local fucking hospital, go to your local, clinic, go, here, we'll pay for it.
Do you know that you could put a veteran in $100,000 house. All the veterans.
Well,
that would be a spit in the bucket compared to our fucking deficit.
oh,
And then every veteran sitting in a $100,000 house where they don't have to worry about their overhead, other than maybe going to a McDonald's job, because their overhead's only $700 a month and everything's already paid for. Like, if you put them in that position, America will win. Like, from 1775 when the army started to now, less than, I think it's like 4.1% of any American that's ever been an American has ever served in any fucking branch. You add all that together, that means like 95% of America is being pulled by 5%. And like, but then we turn around and we're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about that 5% when they get done.
well, the VA is like one of those.
And I'm not even talking about me, brother. Trust me, I'm not talking about me.
No, I get it. I'm just saying the VA is kind of complicated at the end of the day because there is so much money that goes there, and there's so many doctors and nurses and admin, et cetera. It's like,
well, they made it a form-driven system, though. Like,
I know.
You can't get anything done through the VA unless you submit this form to this person this way.
They should just shut it down.
It's so convoluted.
They should just shut it down because $60 billion a year to fund that shit. It's so stupid. You go to these VA hospitals and it's like, did you see they had to remove all the transgender and gay flags from every fucking VA facility?
Thank God.
Holy shit, it's like, could you imagine you're like a distinguished combat veteran having psychiatric problems or physical ailments and you go in there and you're like, why did I do all this?
Telling you to like love minor children?
It's so fucked up. But thank God that shit's over. And we just have to make sure that shit never comes back ever. That means we can never let somebody like Kamala, or we can never let a Democrat get back in the White House ever again.
Dude, I made a joke this morning about Kamala. Because somebody was like, there's these inner circles that are like being circles of these people that intersect with these other circles. And I'm like, and I came off of mic and I was like, yeah, I told you we needed Kamala Harris. She loves Venn diagrams. And the woman's like, what are you talking about? I'm not talking about that. And like, somebody else is like, yeah, girl, you're literally talking about circles overlapping circles. That's a Venn diagram. This bitch is so stupid. She was just stuck in her own rhetoric.
Yeah, I think the thing that I dislike most about all the symbols and all the words is like the waste of time that it creates for the observer and the listener who wants to have like, it's like, I didn't opt into this. Like, take it away. No, we can't take it away. Like, this is, anyways, you get it. It's a,
oh, dude, it's such a waste of time.
Did you see Thomas Massey was the only Republican who voted no to raise the debt ceiling limit? The only one, Thomas Massey, and he was wearing a Clown World t-shirt. I was like, I've never been so happy in my life that there's at least one man willing to, not be a sellout. Thomas Massey. He's critical of the Jewish special interest lobby, AIPAC, etc. He calls these people out. It's like, okay, I love my Jews, but it doesn't matter who you are. Like, America is for America. We're agnostic. I mean, we're not totally agnostic, but see what I'm saying? Like,
so are we going like Thomas Massey, 2028 president?
Could be, right? It very well could be.
Well, I mean, I don't even know who the person is, but now that you put him on my radar, I'll probably be looking at him.
Oh yeah, I saw him give a speech once at the John Birch Society, and I was like floored because like the speech was my first year in Congress, and he was talking about how Congress acts and operates and what he's expected to do, and how unconstitutional everything. And I was just like, I can't believe this. This is like an insider whistleblower who has observed Congress, and he is ratting these fuckers out. But now he's, the only one there. But anyways, it's
Well,
glorious.
dude, I love home skillet that wears the hoodies and the shorts and the fucking Congress. I love that. Like whoever the dude that had the stroke.
Fetterman, yeah, he's killing it too. People
Dude,
are
I
independent.
didn't know shit about him when he first got in, but from the time that he's been in, dude, I love that home skillet. Like, honestly, I identify with like 90% of everything that motherfucker says.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't agree with anybody on anything 100%, but, Fetterman makes me fucking laugh. And then, like, he's just literally making a mockery of the good old boy system. And I love him for that.
I think his wife left him.
Well, his wife is the reason that, he became a congressman, because he had a stroke, and she's the one that ran his campaign.
Oh, wow, that's right. But why did she leave him? I don't understand.
I didn't even know that she left him.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's news. If I've never heard that.
Yeah, then I might be wrong.
I mean, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying.
No, I'd have to Google it, but I could care less. Like, I just like the guy
I
because.
don't really give a fuck less either.
Yeah, I like him because he's
it's
independent.
It's a moot point. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what are you doing today?
I'm reading meditations. Thinking the more I talk, the further away from the truth I get.
Yeah, I like that one. That one really seems to, like, stick with me.
Resonate. Yeah, it resonates.
Because it's, like, easy to forget it, too, where you can just become a motor mouth, and then, like, the cat's out the bag, and if the cat's out the bag, you ain't getting that pussy.
Dude, trust me, when the cat's in the bag, my mouth is on it.
I don't know, I'm, like, confused now thinking about that. If the cat's out that bag, oh yeah, I get it, okay. I mean, how do you implement that though in your life? I mean, you have your estate, you have your housing, you've got, access to all these people to talk to. But how do you fully integrate that into your brain, into your body, into your even into your environment?
Because I have plans in my 5-year plan, and things are going to change a lot for me from where I'm at to what I'm going to be doing in 5 years. And there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah, but how do you do a 5-year plan? I mean, because that is still see what you're doing right now. Do you literally realize that you literally just fell out of the concept of the more I think, the more I speak, the further from the truth I get? Meaning that you're projecting into the future, but the real strategy is stop thinking, end your problems. Meaning you're not truly optimizing for 5 years.
I could agree with that. I would never be able to agree with that.
You couldn't agree with the more you think, the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you get.
Within the Tao Te Ching, the way you're referring to it, no, I couldn't, because like as I grow and evolve.
Couldn't to what though?
And as I grow and evolve into new understandings and more competencies with more, resources, you evolve into a different being than who you are now. So it's not a matter of see, the thing for me is like, I always live like there's no tomorrow, but I still plan for it anyway. I live hard to the paint every fucking day, but my money's still, my money tomorrow, and I don't worry about my bills or anything that's on my overhead. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the point is, I think with Dao De Jing, you can strategize if you want. I guess you don't have to. That's the thing that it's like very challenging, is to actually stop continuing, to stop going and doing. You know, I heard Mick Zed on here yesterday say like, yeah, the hermit just hangs out in his hermitage because the world is too evil. And
well, dude, I could be a hermit and lay on my bed and never get out of my bed. But you know what? Fungus will grow on me, and like, you know, like the world will still continue as I lay in bed and become, you know, food for, you know, mushrooms. Like, what? Like, the world never stops. I mean, you either lead, you follow, or you get the fuck out of the way. Why do you think my first name on this app was Doc Innovation? Because everything I do is always thinking about the future and trying to innovate a new way of doing something from an old idea.
yeah.
I ain't never proclaimed to be anything other than what I've ever said on this app, man. People hate me. A lot.
I know.
Like, I mean, look at my fucking jawline. If you punch me in my jaw, you get mad, I kick your ass.
I know. Well, I think people like hate you because you're just unrepentantly you.
Being.
You don't. I'm just saying that like a lot of people can't you because they can't take themselves. Like it takes a strong.
I live in a land of I wish a motherfucker would.
It takes a strong character to match your character. Is what I'm saying. It's like if you want 1-to-1, you know, you need to, you know, communicate with you know, strong
You
people.
end up with Jazzy just yelling at everybody like.
It's the same thing. It still takes a strong character. It takes a very strong character to have to talk to her. Holy shit. Like,
well, I mean, dude, I wasn't even born. Dude, my mom got pregnant at 15, brother. I grew up poor as the front door.
mm-hmm.
You know, and that bitch grew up with a silver spoon straight.
So, if you have a child who is, you know, mentally impaired.
Yeah, well, I'm not married. My house is paid for. She still lives with her mom with a fucking autistic kid.
Yeah, it's easy to just like value judge or like opine on her situation, but the truth is, I just don't care for her. You know, I do not like her.
Well, dude, I don't opine for that woman at all.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm only talking about her because I'm still working her vibration and echo out of my brain.
Oh, dude, her.
She's got really bad opinions on a lot of topics, and what's amazing, she has opinions on topics that you would never think that she would even have an opinion on, and you're like, damn, this bitch has got an opinion on literally everything. How the fuck does she even? How does she even know about that? Why is she? And it's all because of this app. This app is like Tony Soprano going to the psychiatrist, doing talk therapy, but what he's actually doing is scheming and working out what he should and shouldn't do by using her as the mirror. And Jazzy is kind of that same person where she's getting access to a lot of people's personalities and opinions and then using them as a mirror. But what she's projecting back out to all those people is absolute trash because she's absolute trash. So, you know, I just say avoid her like the plague. But unless you record her and put that loud fucking mouth on the internet.
I love going in her room just to fuck with her. Because I really do think she's, like, you know, unintelligible when it comes down to things. Because, like, everything that she wants to say is so salacious. Like, you know, like, if you said the sky is blue, she's like, no, it's fucking purple, motherfucker, what you done, blah, 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 blah. Like, you know, she's literally just saying the opposite of what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
Just to be controversial.
I agree. Her and Adams are really good at the loud mic too. how they can just scream into
Oh,
the phone.
Jesus.
You have to be in a private place to even do that. So it's like, clearly she's not working because it's fucking, 9 in the morning.
Apparently her kid is being, taken care of by her mom because she's not watching him.
Jeez Louise. I can't believe she even has a kid and she's on this app this much.
Well, I mean, she's a PE teacher at school that does a substitute.
Mhm.
And she does that around all the other kids, and you'll hear all those kids around her. And that's what she does, is like a PE teacher substitute. And then she goes home and she takes care of her, child that she's not paying attention to because she's talking to us. And the kid lives with her and her mom, and her dad's passed away. Like, I know so much about that woman's. Well, dude, I can tell you where she lives.
No, I know you have had a lot of conversations with her. Anyways,
I wouldn't dox her like that, though.
yeah, I don't have anything against her personally. I'm just trying to look out for myself by not ingesting at lengthy periods of time.
Yeah, it's a vile point of view.
Yeah, it's just not productive for me. I need to try to stay moving fast. Stay strong, move fast.
High vibrations. Dude. Hey, you know what? That beer's for you.
Just give me a few minutes and I'll do the same for you.
But yeah, man, I've been around her and Oscar and Sig and KP and like it's been 3 years since you brought me to this motherfucking app.
Yeah, but the thing is,
it was 3 years in December.
The thing is, I think that though this is entertaining, it's still a little bit like a vacuum in the way that it's not really friends and family. It's more like the short-term dopamine. But if you're not,
oh yeah,
I don't know. You sound good to me. I'm just saying, like, I'm constantly organizing, constantly cleaning, but I'm also like trying to do nothing as a defense
I'm constantly
strategy.
talking to you about your sailboat, and I'm talking about I tried to come up there, last summer, but you were like, no, not now, blah blah blah. Whatever. Yeah, it's all good. Like, bro, I'm a heterosexual man that wants to go to that beach over near where the Lady Hawk is, like, marinaed at.
Beach like a block away.
Oh, well, I mean, and a restaurant in between.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because we're almost like, anyways, what was that movie called? Can't remember. But anyways, yeah, the summer's, coming up. We have a couple more weeks of freezing cold here, but dude, you won't. Yesterday, my friend Max came over here and I showed him the coach house on my property. We go in there. There's fucking water spraying in the utility closet. I had a burst pipe. I didn't even know about it. So for fucking weeks, I've had a burst pipe flooding this little coach house that's in my backyard. And so I managed to get the water turned off, and I cleaned it up. But I got to go back out there shortly to do more cleanup. But man, I fucked that place up real good. I painted everything.
I don't know why you made me think of this movie, but remember John Cusack with Demi Moore, and they were on an island, and there was a guy listening to the radio trying to win the radio station, and they were like partying like
I don't remember that
Nutkins
movie.
Island or Nuckers. What the fuck is the name of that? It's near like the Hamptons area or Jersey or some shit like that.
I don't know that movie. With Demi Moore?
John Cusack, Demi Moore.
I'd have to Google it.
Island.
I was never into John Cusack movies, but
Hold on. Alright, dude. Well, dude, that's one of my favorites.
I don't know why people like John Cusack so much. I just don't get it. Like, even that fucking name, it's like, what the fuck?
Cusack.
I guess he's famous. He's pretty famous. He's kind of a dick, though. Did you see him make some videos or something?
Well, I mean, I've met him like 3 times.
Hmm.
The
I believe he's from the Chicagoland area. That's where the movies were
yeah,
made.
it's called it's called One Crazy Summer.
I've heard of that. I don't know.
Like straight up, it's called like Demi Moore and John Cusack way back in the '80s, and then it was a movie called One Crazy Summer. It was way before she ever married Ashton Kutcher.
I just saw her on the David Letterman show, like an old thing, and she was doing one-arm pull-ups, push-ups.
Dude, she looks like a leather Cheerio. Who wants nothing from her?
Kind of funny how G.I. Jane was like technically a propaganda film with the Pentagon.
They paid for it.
Isn't that fucking a lot of these movies the Pentagon fucking paid for?
Pays for it. Yeah, they pay for it. They don't. People don't realize that the Pentagon has a movie budget.
Yeah, I really wish I would have stayed in the Army longer. That is because I look at my classmate from college is not a colonel in basically Virginia or DC or wherever. My life would be so different. Yeah, he's up there. He's also an executive at like a major consulting firm, and he has an MBA from Harvard. He was in the infantry, and man, in our room. He's like, I can't wait till I get my first headshot. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can't wait to get my first headshot. I'm like, are you saying you want to blow somebody's fucking head off their shoulders? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I can't wait. So when I met up with him like years later, I was like, so what was your first headshot like? He was at the gate. We kept warning him and doing warning shots near his feet. We couldn't get him to stop. So I want to say he said I instructed the private or he did it himself, but he's like, I went up to the body. He's like, the body was literally cut in half, and he says that even though I think he said he used a saw, but he said even when he
That's what I carried when I was in Iraq.
He said when he went up to the body, the eyeballs were moving and looking at him. Like he was dead, but he wasn't dead yet.
I had a dude one time, like the dude that shot me, like he shot me in the arm. I shot him in the fucking ear, and it looked like a cocaine came out the other side of his head. It looked like a pencil went in. Like I went over there to go fucking like see if I can help him, and I knew I already shot him in the head, so I was like, head or heart, not God.
That's what my dad.
So I went over there. But dude, like that motherfucker twitched for like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, my dad was a cop for 30 years. He was like, you could unload a whole mag into somebody's chest and they'll still come at you with a knife. He's like, but one shot in the head. He's like, once you disrupt that cerebral cortex, he's like, you're going down.
Dun dada.
He's like,
dude, when my dad got murdered with that 22 when I was 17, man, he got shot in the head with a 22 Derringer.
Oof.
Like 2 bullets went in and neither bullet came out.
Ooh.
They just bounced around and just tore up his cerebral.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
That's wild. That's too bad, man. It's too bad.
Over a fucking VCR.
Yeah. Well, at least it's a 3-letter word, so you could see it as like some kind of divine aspect to that situation. Meaning that, like, if life is a destiny or some kind of a simulation, like that's your clue. Like the fact that it's VCR, Sounds ridiculous, I know, but
virtual reality.
Yeah, virtual coming.
To have the happy satisfaction, so it's got to be coming out of your virtual reality.
If the more you think and the more you speak, the further from the truth you get. When you get to 2-letter words, like me too, or
These motherfuckers don't know their ass wrong. Dude, I live in the land of I wish a motherfucker would. I really do. I need to roll another one.
Oh.
What's new in your day, bro? You doing all right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like today, you know how you know you're like not dying or like fading or caving, is that today is like
you still feel resilient within your own breath.
yeah, I feel resiliency because I know that like my situation now is not consistent for a consistent period of time. So like the uh, the degradation is very minimal, and like that means stability or resiliency or strength and flexibility. So you know,
Well, the degradation is like the deconstruction of like your environment.
mm-hmm.
But like, do you allow the degradation, to be influential in your mind because of the words?
No, really, I think housing stability is the biggest issue, which clears up a lot of degradation. So, like you just said earlier, if all these vets could get housing for $100,000, which is totally possible, it would save their fucking lives. Because a lot of homeless vets are dying because they're in the streets and they need housing. So, I've always been a big advocate for
and
housing
these are the
issues.
people that fucking went to war for you.
Yeah. Well, see, that's
these are literally the people that went to war for America.
Well, housing, I think, is a human right, but unfortunately, because America is, kind of stupid, we don't allocate our resources wisely.
Housing is real hard because, like, when you deal with like Maslow's human needs theory, you need air, then you need water, then you need food, then you need safety and security, then you need housing. But why are we not like securing air, water, and food first for every American?
Yeah.
And we're talking about housing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, when you see what Doge is stripping out, if they claim they've saved $200 billion, it's like, can you imagine if we spent $200 billion on housing for vets, there would be no veteran housing crisis. 200 billion would house them all, and we all know it, and we could build houses, and it's a job and it's a business. I mean, it's stupid that we're not doing it.
The thing is, like last year in 2024, this has been an audit, and it's already been confirmed. Here, I'm rolling up one. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm looking shit. Alright, but the thing is, like, we spent $66 billion on illegal immigrants last year in 2024. We spent $3 billion on homeless veterans.
Do you know anybody that gets a VA housing voucher?
A couple.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I lived in LA, there were a lot of vets on housing vouchers in Los Angeles, and I was trying to get one. Did not get one. Apparently, it's very difficult.
What's your separation code?
I don't know. I'd have to look at my DD-214. It's medical.
It's literally all based off of your separation code.
Yeah, mine is medical. Whatever the medical code is for the.
You med boarded.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That your separation code will be a little bit different than somebody like myself.
Yeah, I couldn't even get the GI Bill, but I was getting the GI Bill when I was in college, but because I didn't deploy to Afghanistan or Iraq, they won't give me the fucking post 9/11 GI Bill. It's so ridiculous. Only because I didn't go overseas. It's so stupid.
Oh, you were talking about Montgomery?
I've applied for the Montgomery. They don't even give me the Montgomery, and I have the contract paperwork from when I enlisted as a PFC in the fucking infantry. I'm like, it's right there. You guys promised me. Like, the VA sucks. Their system sucks.
You're preaching to the choir over here, brother. Like,
because it's so disconnected from the fucking military.
They denied me PTSD. I put in for PTSD in 2010. They gave it to me in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Gave me a $200,000 check.
Mm-hmm.
But I would give all that fucking money back for actually having real good health care and my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
you know, rather than going and like self-medicating through alcohol and ruining all the relationships I had in my life.
But you have to.
Like I literally ruined so many relationships in my life, John.
Oh, believe
Like even the
you're
one
preaching to the choir over here.
With my mom. You know, I know your mom's gorgeous. I get it.
Listen,
my mom was gorgeous too. But I ruined my relationship with her because of my alcoholism.
Oh, I know, but the thing is, you know, you're still in the now.
$200,000 and it makes them good.
Yeah, well, you know what? Do you know over fucking 10 years they got $800 billion? I'm pretty sure a $200,000 check is like a fucking ant crawling out of some doctor's asshole over there. Believe me, the veterans don't get shit. It's the fucking employees at the VA that get everything. They're making $150,000 a year. Some VA employees are $400,000
I would have gave it all back.
It's easy to time back. I know, but that's like saying I want to go live in Cotton Candyville and like live the rest of my life in fucking cotton candy with pussy everywhere. It's just not going to happen. It does. You're saying something which it goes back to what we were saying about the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth you get. You know, it's like there's bigger. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like there you go. No, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to the gym shortly. But I am drinking coffee and smoking. Yeah, dude, I can feel it. Like, man, if I eat and drink a lot, I can feel my fucking toes tingling, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, uh-oh, my uric acid is going up. I can feel it in my toes. Look out. Take it easy now. Don't over. The biggest problem is overeating. Just having a huge meal, you know? It's very hard on the body.
Dude, I live my life by my diet.
Yeah,
I know that people don't like the fact that I drink beer the way that I drink beer. Mm-hmm. But beer to me, and when the way I drink it, like I've had 20 beers already this morning. Do I sound incoherent or like, you know, not understanding what the fuck I'm talking about?
No, but if you looked at what 20 beers look like in like one giant, you know, soup can or something, and you poured it out, you'd be like, how can I drink that much beer? Maybe I should cut it down to like a fourth, put a little OJ in it, and just drink some water.
Well, one can of beer is 100 calories. It's literally just liquid bread. So I'm dealing with 5.
But there's high fructose corn syrup in there.
I'm dealing with 5% alcohol. You know, as like, you know, the brain inducer. But the bottom line is, when I drink 20 beers a day, that's 2,000 calories of carbohydrates.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking calories, which essentially are dumb calories, because like if you were to have a chicken sandwich and
how do you make adenine triphosphate? What, do you want to go on a Krebs cycle?
What was I going to tell you?
Again, went to school for microbiology.
I know. There's this alcoholic in my neighborhood who I always see at the bars in my neighborhood, and his name is Dominic. He's a very nice older gentleman, but he is a fucking shitty alcoholic. And I'm like, you know, I saw him at the grocery store. I'm like, you know, every alcoholic forgets that a glass with ice and water is also a cocktail. It's a drink. You know, it's called water on the rocks. And many people forget that that is actually a very tasty drink. And it's just like a way to reframe what you're drinking. Meaning like, fuck, man, water with ice, it's great.
Or you could listen to my grandmother, who would tell me that, son, if you put ice in your water, the water, you know, is cold. And it slows down your digestive system. So you can't actually absorb the water. So when you put the water and just drink it at room temperature, your body is able to absorb it without being stunted by being cold.
Yeah.
Dude, we grew up different ways, brother.
Oh, I know. I mean, I had a nice life as a child. My dad was a cop. My mom was a postal carrier. You know, they did the best they could. But even then, you know, they were arguing all the time, fighting all the time, very violent, emotional, high emotional fights. They were not well regulated people. They did not know how to relax themselves. They were so uptight.
Well, dude, why do you think I never got married, man? I watched my mom do it 4 times. I watched my dad do it 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why the fuck do I want to do that? You know, and everybody looks at me like I'm weird, like I should be doing the same thing that everybody else did. I'm like, no, I'm good.
I just, you know what? It's like I wanted to get married, but at the same time, I knew that I wasn't all there psychologically for like the long run. And I was like, why would I want to ruin somebody's life and take away from what they could have if I think that I'm not going to actually be able to make this work for her? You know, because I do feel like a little chivalrous where I feel like, you know, as a man, like
Oh yeah,
if you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have a wife
Chivalry
and
is
kids,
not dead. Chivalry is not dead.
yeah, it's not. I mean, you know, I believe honestly that like if you become an officer,
There's just not a lot of women that deserve chivalry. Roger Mayhem. Oh, you just brought up another one.
I was gonna say, I mean, you shouldn't take a wife if you can't provide. You just really shouldn't, and that's why there are so many single mothers out there. Uh, but it's also psychological, meaning that it's not just the man, it's the woman too. Like there's a major psychological problem going on in the population.
Honestly, holy crap, these things make me cough. Alright, but seriously, like, you know, John, when it comes to like people like Jazzy with a child that is special needs, in my life right now, if Jazzy was a demure and respectful woman, the way that I can, you know, get down with, I would literally raise her child. She can go work, make her own fucking money. The house is already paid for. I'll homeschool her kid. You know, I have 3 college degrees, so I'm pretty sure I can teach that kid some, you know, interesting shit. You know, like, I had a Commodore 64 back in the 80s. Like, you know, I'll figure out what the fucking kid is, like, interested in, what you know, motivates his brain.
Mm-hmm.
I can find out those things, and I can excel that child in those areas.
Well, I encourage you to keep telling Jazzy this because I bet you it fucking makes her angry as all hell.
Yeah, but the thing is like, she'd rather be hanging out with her mom, with her kid, and not letting the kid being raised by somebody that, like literally, I get it, she's black. I'm a white boy, you know, in comparison. Like, you know, between her and I, like, do you think that if I raised her kid for like 5 years, from like, say, he's 5 years old now, if I raised him from 7 to 12, do you think that kid would like grow up and like play baseball and know how to catch a ball and like know how to like, you know, figure out an algebra equation? Like, I would be that dad. The problem is these women, they're not worthy. I really don't think they're worthy. Yeah, record that shit. I know replays are on. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Never had.
See, I believe that if you want, I don't know. Anyways, I'm just all about relaxation. Like, to me, that's the big thing: equilibrium, balance, your vibration. So, if your vibration is super positive, you'll either talk about super positive things or you will talk about nothing, which is like the silence aspect, not talking about nothing, meaning like you're talking, you know, fucking bullshit.
But to my point, though, when it comes to these women like they'll use kids against the men, you know, and in order to be able to like secure their positions of whatever the fuck they're trying to secure. But, you know, these men around these days, they're just getting fucked. And the ones that are growing up from these single moms, they're not even fucking men.
I agree. I mean, the problem is education. You know, you've had a lot of education and a lot of experience, so your brain is very, you know, sharp and highly conditioned. Um, but you know, maybe your consumption of all this beer, you know, look at it backwards, REEB, reeb, which is like, I don't even know what that means. Beer doesn't have like an opposite, does it? That's why I think beer and cannabis are essentially like beer, cannabis, and wine are probably the oldest.
Do you know where beer comes from?
Like what kind of grain?
No. Do you know where it comes from?
It's hops. It's a barley or some kind of.
What year? What country?
Germany.
Nope.
Probably France.
Nope.
Britain or Italy?
Nope.
Oh, Egypt.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I always forget about Egypt. I think I forget about Egypt, or people don't think about Egypt very often in terms of like compression, is because it's so far back that the pharaohs, you know, it's such old history.
Well,
it's amazing.
Remember the story of like, you know, what was his name with the robe of many colors? Was it
Joseph?
Joseph in his robe of many colors. All right, and then like his brothers threw him in a well and then sold his ass to a bunch of Bedouins that were going to Egypt, and you know, and then he ended up become the son of Pharaoh because he was best friends with the son of Pharaoh, you know, and then when he, you know, the brothers during the famine showed up, you know, in Egypt, they were at the silos where the grain was, and they're like, hey, you know, and like they didn't even recognize Joseph because, you know, he had been, you know, tanned up and he looked, you know, Egyptian the way that he was like garbed, you know. But the thing is, like when he's like, you know, I'll give you grain as long as you bring your father back here. And they were like, yo, what are you talking about? And all the four brothers, you know, Jacob, were like, you know, what are you talking about, man? You know, and then so they went and like, yeah, we need grain, our family, and we're famine, we need food. You know, so they went and grabbed their father and brought him back. You know, and if Jacob looked at his dad, he's like, hey, I'm your son. You know, that's probably one of my favorite stories of the whole Bible.
Yeah. My dentist is Jewish. His name is Joseph, and I wore this like crazy jacket or whatever to his office one day, and I'm like, look, his name is Silverman. I'm like, Dr. Silverman, look, it's Joseph in his amazing Technicolor dream coat. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the Bible. He's like, oh yeah.
It is a coat of many colors. Yeah. Honestly, I'm sitting here crying thinking about that story. It's so weird.
It is a magical story. Some wizardry, you know, in the Bible where people are essentially LARPing wizardry in order to go and do, because it makes it more fun, you know, it makes it more magical, mystical. But, you know, when you look at a light bulb, you're like, oh, there's this thing called science and technology, and that's way more real than this poem, you know? But without the poem, what do you even need the electricity and the light bulb for? You know, but there's just like metaphors and symbols
Have
upon
you
symbols.
ever read that story I told you to read?
Which one?
It's called The Yellow Wallpaper.
No, I never heard you mention it. Wait, don't eat yellow snow?
No, The Yellow Wallpaper. It's an American, like literary short story that's very poignant.
No, is it a poem? Just a short poem?
No, it's probably like a good 30 pages-ish.
Oh, I see.
It's the story of a woman and like the turn of like the 19th to the 20th century. She was with this guy that was a really prominent family guy that was a trust fund baby, and he was kind of a fuck around boy, and he fucked around in all these brothels and shit. He got syphilis, and then she married him, and she was a virgin, and then she ended up, trying to, get her divorce from him because he gave her syphilis. And syphilis back then this is before the advent of penicillin. And syphilis, when it went to your brain, it would make you fucking go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And this chick was like a super uber, literary kind of person. Like she loved writing everything down. And she got locked in this room with her syphilis, crazy brain, and like the yellow wallpaper in the top of the room was like peeling down, and that was the thing that was driving her fucking nuts, was the yellow wallpaper peeling. And but she's writing the whole time while she's going through her dementia from syphilis. And and she's always talking about this fucking yellow wallpaper. It's a really interesting fucking story. Or maybe you don't care. I don't know.
No, I mean, it sounds good to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You know me. I've always loved reading. I love reading.
Yeah, you took Marcus Aurelius with you to jail and gave it away for a clean pair of shorts.
Yeah, a pack of ramens. You ain't wrong. I still send $100 worth of books to the local jail every month. Like people that don't even know me, they end up with a book. And they're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, well, at least you got a book. They'd probably end up with a book of Aragon and be like, "What the fuck is Aragon? Fucking dragons and shit."
Have you seen the 1989 Excalibur? Or maybe 1984, I can't remember.
An 89 Excalibur, is that a car?
No, it's a movie. It's called Excalibur. I'll put the link.
Oh, but did it have Val Kilmer in it?
No, it had
like the guy. Did it look like a Willow type movie?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. I don't recall.
It's very good.
I mean, if it was a Val Kilmer Willow type movie, talking about good old days in the Highlander, and there could only be one. No, I really don't recall that one.
What year were you born in?
75.
Yeah, this came out in 81, so you were 6.
First time I started smoking weed.
Let me pin it here. Watch this preview. You'll like it. It's I would say it's like in the top 50 best films ever made. It's very good. Ben is here. Ben, is there something you want to say, Ben? Ben is in the movie room in the Subscribe podcast.
Oh, Ben 10?
No, his name is Ben. That's something. He left.
Well, what's up, Bender boy?
He left.
Dude, most people don't even actually have the ability to have a high vibration fucking conversation.
No, I know they don't. Most people are literally just here for the dopamine, and like they probably could care less what anybody's even saying or talking about because it's all just fucking soup salad bullshit
blah,
anyways.
blah, 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 and they're just listening to it.
Yeah, or just throwing shit in. I mean, it's very there's so many rooms here and so many little cliques. Like, you know, you and I are associates of a clique, and there's all these other like cliques that we're not associated with, but there's like 100 of them on the fucking app, and it's kind of.
Well, I mean, I'm only out by those.
You mean you take no responsibility? You put all the blame on me, huh?
I don't take no
You fucking blame everything on me. You're like, yeah, people hate me because they hate you. I'm like, oh, you really? You sure everybody hates you because they hate me? Maybe it's a you problem too.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Man, this weed's so good right now. I got 2 onions right now, but it's actually like a whole bunch of different quarters. So I have like a whole bunch of different strains. I'm just mixing them all together and putting them in a blunt. Bro. Hippie puff.
All right, so the Subscribe podcast is going to see what's going on in the itty bitty titty.
Yeah, obviously. But by the time a human develops into adulthood, they have been
Whiny men should be
enculturated,
jailed.
and therefore they're already
Inculcated?
Inculturated.
Is that a word?
Inculcated. I don't know. I think enculturated is a word. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, but how does any of all that stuff have to do with anything regarding the fact that value is subjective?
It doesn't matter.
I agree with you. I'm saying because you rushed my point. You rushed me.
Wait, I was trying to communicate something
being fair to me.
Simon, can I give you the other way? Can I give you the example of how a story can communicate knowledge to another human that can't be done by science?
That's right.
You want that, or you don't want? Like, we can keep.
Is this related to praxeology? How is this related to praxeology?
I disagree with that. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Okay, so you're already on board, so I don't have to give any examples.
You believe that value is subjective, dude?
Value is objective. You just
No, it's subjective, nigga.
So moral value is subjective.
Value is subjective.
Yeah, moral value is subjective.
Moral value is subjective.
Moral
I tried to explain
value
that.
is
You rushed me away
objective.
on the plane, Diego. You ruined my point.
All value is subjective.
No, all value is objective.
Ethical
Hold
agreement
on.
from a
So
moral
value,
perspective are
the word
irrelevant.
value on itself requires subjectivity because it requires that the person that is
So
judging it.
stupid.
It's
It's the
going
same
to
conversation
define
every day.
this
People
point
are
of
trying to
view
figure out how to
or
use
not.
English language.
This is like Mama
It's
Jack.
literally like an ESL
Value
room.
is subjective. Now, when
Yeah,
you
English
talk
is
about
a second language,
morality, is morality objective or is morality subjective?
I went to
I mean,
school for
you can make the
early,
claim that,
early
well,
childhood.
ESL room.
values or principles, you know, if we don't want to call them values that are objective, like
Okay, I'm out of there. It's just
Oh,
an
you're in
ESL room.
Isa's room. Oh, Jesus, Lord, Mary, Joseph, and all the apostles.
Yeah, it's just an ESL room for people learning English.
Yeah, that Isa, that Guatemalan Swedish bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, like she drives me fucking buggy.
Like I did it honestly on this app. That's one of my people that bother me. You know, probably on the highest level.
Yeah. I understand you, but I don't think you understand why a lot of these people may not get along with you. You know, because like I didn't meet you on this app, you know? So like I have a different foundation of relationship and respect for you. Where these people, having met you on this app, and not necessarily respecting you, oh, Diego is here.
Dude. Oh, I wish a motherfucker would be here, Diego.
Diego's like an American trying to figure out English for the first time. Dude,
Diego. What happened to Nora?
Suck me out of my room. Your notification.
Diego.
Suck me out of the room.
Diego, I saw a lot of people saw your, presentation videos on the Prax Girl thing recently. And, and I mean, I didn't actually watch them, but like we were making fun of you. Oh, he left. He really can't stand being. Diego, are you there?
Yes, but I'm not supposed to be here. I'm just here for a second to finish your point.
Oh, the point is, it's like, it was like watching a kid in like freshman high school give a presentation, and then the teacher is like, that's really good. That's great. Thanks. Next speaker, please. I'm just saying, like, I hope you don't take yourself too seriously because, I know you don't have that much time on your hands because you're a busy man, but
like the stage song, that's too much time on my hands.
But if I may, Diego, I've never seen any video, but I've heard about, like, you and Nora. I've never seen any of it. But can I ask you personally, Brian is my name, like me to you, like, what is your take on what went down?
What? My presentation? What the hell are you talking about?
He's asking you your take on what happened to Nora. He's in my other subscribe podcast room.
What about Nora? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think if you saw how Issa treated Jameli right now, I think she was instigated. I don't know why she was selectively instigated, but I think that someone picked on her and she lost her temper.
But that's what always happens. What always happens anytime anybody ever commits a
People
crime.
were saying that your mom, like, got the video recording of the Ring doorbell or, like, the security camera for the building and whatever. Like, they were putting you into the mix, saying your mom was the one that, like, published all the video.
Doc, I don't even know if they can hear you that well.
I heard what you said. My mom is an elderly woman, so I don't know.
Yeah, Doctor, you may be listening to Jazzy too much.
Dude, listen, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying this is the stuff I've been hearing, and I've never seen one video, and I really don't give a shit.
Okay, hold on, Doctor. Let me interrupt, Doctor, please.
I don't even really know what I'm talking about right
Gentlemen, I wanted to go.
You shouldn't even be paying attention to me.
Gentlemen, please. I want to go back to the title of this room because I think it addresses a lot of these other rooms that you're participating in, which technically Issa Guatemalan and a lot of non-native English speakers, they're like Simon, they're arguing every day over subjective, objective, subjective, and it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard because it's like, use a fucking dictionary, Google it. It's like, why are you guys wasting so much time arguing about the definition of words? Are people that stupid? So essentially, I cannot participate in rooms like that and waste my precious time. And I just encourage you.
You don't want to teach people English for free, basically.
I don't want to do it. Exactly. But Diego, you're like that type of a guy who will sit there.
Wait, hold on. But all communication is hypnosis. If we don't know what we're communicating, how do we hypnotize properly?
You really think English definitions?
From the dictionary.
It's called use a book, read a book. Don't hypnotize people. You're hypnotizing yourself and other people on word definitions. That gets you nowhere. You're still not stringing together any definitions to make intelligent sentences. So stop waiting. I'm just encouraging you as a man Stop wasting your fucking time with these stupid people. Because you are a stupid person if you waste your fucking time with stupid people.
Let's be respectful and
He's one in a room. Hey, I'm glad you said that, Dion, because I think you're stupid.
I'm stupid in the sense that I've stopped thinking. I no longer have problems like these stupid people.
Wait, I don't even know where. Zach, what room was I in? I got sucked out.
That's subjective or objective?
Wait, you want to go back to talk about subjective?
That's what Diego
It's
lives
my
for. He's
forte.
a stupid person.
Subjective.
It's his forte. It's his forte. He's a self-taught economist, a praxeologist.
Diego, they didn't even let me make my point. You gave me a rude plane landing emoji.
Oh, that was just me joking around.
I know, but listen, because the human being,
It was just me playing around.
in order to find objective human behavior, you would have to run an experiment where you raise a human without any sort of teaching. You don't teach him that sex is, you don't teach him anything. Then by the time he's 10 years old, you say, all right, he's a human. He's doing human stuff. The problem is the kid would shit his pants and die. He would have an festering infection between his legs because he never learned how to wipe his ass. By the time you teach a kid how to feed himself and wipe his ass, he's already been enculturated into the beliefs and value system of his culture. Therefore, there is no such thing as an objective moral framework.
I didn't follow that. The way that we...
That's because you're stupid.
The way that we determine what is objective moral framework is to ask a question like, can I make a claim over somebody else's property if I don't have a theory of property, for example? Like, what is property?
You can. Because somebody else has property and you go onto their property and you're like, I'm going to fish in this river because I have no concept of property. You have now made a claim on their property even though you have no concept of property.
But we can start to develop like objective outcomes, right? Like things that are going to happen. Like you're going to be in a state of dispute with that other person.
Not necessarily.
Hey, well,
Hold on, gentlemen. There will be no more usage of the word objective or subjective in this room. If you want to use those words, go to Issa's room. Thank you very little.
With the idea that I had a friend that I served military with was in California. He was in California, and
so glad that she called.
He had a bunch of farm equipment like bulldozers. He dug a big ass pond, and then rainwater collected in the pond. When it rained from God, from above, and then the state of California put him
Anyway,
in
you're
jail.
tuned in now to the subscribepodcast.com. Subscribe now, please.
Yes, amen. Hey, let's start the morning with the meditation, Coach. I need to get my mind right. I got a meeting in an hour, so can you get some out on WhatsApp? Can you get some towers?
Yeah, how about some Allison Crowley?
Hey, Coach, are you there?
I said the name of a female actress here, not Alistair. You children need to grow up. I'm 50 years old and I still feel like I'm 18. Y'all motherfuckers sound like y'all are like 11.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I just made a beer. I made my beer mosa, my world famous beer mosa. If you ever come to Chicago, sir, I will make you one of these delicious
It got
mimosas.
some orange in that. He like putting orange in his skin.
I do something kind of creative on the top. I put cinnamon on top of the beer foam. It's a beautiful little tasty cocktail that I know you're gonna love.
Stupid as fuck. No, I mean, I really have enjoyed this app over the last 3 years, John. Like straight up. Like, I know you talk about the whole dopamine kick and the way that we.
Randy keeps failing to identify the whole dichotomy between if there's no life, there can't be.
I never made the dichotomy to begin with.
Honestly.
Well, then I'm right, and my position is correct.
No, because you're arguing with yourself.
Simon, when Mom passed away.
Yeah.
Like.
Can we run a thought experiment by using one of Ayn Rand's conversations about capitalism?
A lot about the way I think, and I really appreciate you enlightening me.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, thank you, because it takes two to tango. Like you've been a study partner and a good friend, and thank you, and thank you for your service, because you're the real deal. So I salute you, sir.
I really don't know what I would be without this app, honestly. Like, I'd have probably drove myself crazy.
Yeah, probably. I agree. I think talk therapy does work because it gets the genie out of the system, gets the genie out of the bottle, and that's one of the problems is the bottle and the genie or the cup, But I would just say that, like, you could be better. We could always be better. So, I say try to take more control of the app, for yourself and for others. Don't let toxic fat pieces of shit ruin your fucking day by wasting your fucking opportunity cost. If I was a consultant, I would basically say, give me your phone right now, and I would block a lot of people. And I'd be like, okay, welcome to your new Clubhouse experience without these people in your life. Welcome to the new world, which is the world that you create, the world that you control, the parallel society that you control. That's really the control you want and you deserve and you need. So if I was your hypnotist consultant, I would, but we're not, I'm not going to do anything for you. This is all word hypnosis. I hope you take action.
Well, if I ever get my really good money up, I might hire you to be a fucking life coach for a couple months.
I would say if we were really smart, we would use your money to train other life coaches, or I think there's ways to kill 2 to 3 birds with one stone in one foul swoop, multiple executions, at the same time. There's no other way to grow fast and quick and exponentially. And, this basically plays into line with franchising, but digital franchising, I think, is the future. And apps like this are the free tools we can use to create real businesses and real revenue across multiple verticals. I wouldn't even want to do a retail business or any kind of commercial business. Like, everything can be done from your home on these apps now, and it's just platform to platform. There's no overhead costs. If you're running a business and you're spending money and losing money daily, well, you're really stupid. You're totally wasting your time. Welcome, Zach, to the Subscribe Podcast. I boomed that fucking room because everybody in there, Zach, is a fucking moron. And I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm not afraid to chuck all those pieces of shit down the well where they belong. Because I'm not here to do ESL for free. I gotta get paid for this shit.
Hello? Line.
Could you imagine listening to Diego and Simon go for an hour about subjective moralism versus objective moral? You guys, how do you say nothing by saying something? You do what you do. Literally, total waste of time, complete morons. And really, I can't stand how Issa is always sitting there like doing the dishes while, doesn't mute up. And it's like, the whole thing is toxic and stupid. And that's what you got to do with toxic, stupid shit. If somebody mods you, be a leader and chuck it down the fucking well.
Yeah, if you're tired of hearing dumb shit, stop listening to dumb shit.
And I don't mean chuck it down a well, because I like wells and I like water. So I guess chuck it into a fucking burn pit. Chuck it into a fucking burn pit where it belongs. Burn that shit.
Well, we spent $200 million in India to tell them to stop burning their trash.
Just the blissful silence is so much more satisfying than listening to that stupid shit. I can't stand it. Somebody on the YouTube is saying, big words and long silences, LOL.
Yeah, small dicks and fat pussies.
So, Zach, what are you doing today? What's going on right now in your life?
I'm cleaning my apartment and I'm going to do a money-making venture at 1 p.m. And then I'm gonna try to do some shit before then on the computer, making a schedule for the summer. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's your kid, John.
Yeah, scheduling is important. In the now. Zach, you know how I know Don, right? Don Danton.
AKA at Don Wonton.
Doc, tell Zach how we met.
He was trying to hit on me, and he said that I look pretty, and that he wanted to have sex with me. And then he played a space drum, and he said he never even had a lesson.
That was funny.
That's about what I expected. That's about what I expected.
I really like the space drum part. Not the gay part. The space drum part.
But we never made eye contact, so it wasn't gay. It wasn't gay yet.
So, I'm very happy that I was able to boom that room of fucking morons and burn them in a burn pit where they belong, in the dustbin of history. But the great thing about liberation and freedom is that to destroy, when, you can create by destroying. And I'm glad you guys are here right now. And I would like to read something because, I believe that is the best way that we can spend our times together. And thus, I invite you to join me at book club, where we all pick up a book like a man instead of an N-word, F-word, and we read a B-word to one another again, like civilized, intelligent, and patriotic Americans.
Cool.
Okay, this is called The Masonic Letter G by Dr. Paul Foster Case. I'm just going to randomly go to a page 46. It says, The Masonic Letter G. English letter G is actually a curve taken from a spiral, for it is our experience that when one is considering the meaning of a symbol devised by really wise men, every detail of it has significance. Certainly the Masonic lectures make just this claim, for they say, there is not an observance in Freemasonry which has not a deep significance. Seek diligently, and you will find the illustrations of its symbolic teachings almost infinite. But to return to our letter Gimel, its name is from the verb galmal, spelled with the same three characters but with different vowel points. This verb means 1, to bring an end or limit, hence to ripen; 2, to give according to desert, to reward, to recompense, to benefit. Who can fail to see the direct application of these ideas to Freemasonry? The work of the craft is designed to bring man from his rude state of ignorance to the highest possible limits of human attainment. It is a spiritual building process by means of which a man may incorporate into his character qualities which distinguish a ripened, perfected human being. When this ripening process is actually carried out, one is really raised to the sublime degree of Master Mason. Then one is fully competent, not only to travel in foreign countries, but also to receive master's wages. The ceremonies of the 3 degrees are simply dramatic outlines of the stages in this life process, and what they dramatize must be lived before one really becomes a Master Mason.
Can you stop right there?
Mm-hmm.
Repeat the last paragraph.
When
you talk about, like, it takes 3 to be a master.
The ceremonies of the 3 degrees are simply dramatic outlines of the stages in this life process, and what they dramatize must be lived before one really becomes a Master Mason.
Well, most people, when they think about the Masons, they're like, oh yeah, the 33rd degree. I'm like, dude, there's only like 5 33rds on any given year. Like, 32nd is like really fucking high. But once you pass the 3rd degree of Masonry, you're considered a Master Mason.
It says, this is the last part of this paragraph, it says, and mark well the fact that the just reward according to desert, the master's wage received by one who has completed his journey from west to east, is designated by a Hebrew word spelled by the same characters as those composing the Hebrew name of the letter G. I can continue if you want to hear more.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you walk through the woods with?
I don't know who. Who?
The next question would be, who do you walk through the woods with at night?
Who? Every question is a trick question. Do you think trick questions are trick questions, or do you think questions are trick questions?
I think that I'm not allowed to talk about things that I don't know about.
Have you heard of Clown House? Do I need to remind you where the fuck you're at right now? Go to any room right now, and you will hear people talking about shit they don't fucking know a thing about.
Hello?
Do I need to live stream another room into this room to prove to you that this app is a fucking sanitarium?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Oh, Steven is here. Trinity Farmer. Try.
And try again.
Try. All hail Steven, the psychedelic kitty cat.
Meow. Meow, motherfuckers. Meow. What in the South African are we listening to? You don't know what you're listening to? That's okay, Doc.
We don't expect you to.
Okay, so we were just reading about the magic letter G, as in Gimel or G-man, or the G spot. Any other comments, questions, ideas, or concerns about the G spot?
Well, I mean, you kind of have to like make your thumb and your finger look like a G when you kind of reach up inside there and like tickle it from the inside.
Okay. This is the final question I have for the room before we shut down operations and leave and go to the gym or I read a book. The point is, I would like each and every one of you in this room, yes, to try to answer.
Your fat ass is gonna keep drinking alcohol with fucking oranges in it.
I don't know how you do it, John. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
You have the
dude,
patience.
his blood urea nitrogen has gotta be on
I don't
point.
know how you do it.
Oh, I assure you, Zach, I could show you how I do it, but you know, I could also just send you I could send you a YouTube link. I could send you a YouTube link, Zach, and you could just like literally look over my shoulders and see how I do it. The point is, this is the challenge, and Zach, I do want you to answer this question, so don't leave until you try. This is the question I want each of you to try to answer before I shut down the room. The question is as follows: what is the answer to the super secret, hard to answer riddle question of the universe? Thank you very little. Go ahead. Try to answer the super secret riddle question of all the ages. Go ahead.
Your mom. Your mom.
Okay, we got your mom.
Trick question. It's a trick question.
Don?
Oh, I don't know. An agent just flew over my house. I was thinking about that. What's up?
Try to answer the super secret mystery riddle question of all the ages. What is that? Oh, JB could maybe try to answer the question.
Oh, I know that one.
Okay, what's your answer? If I wanted to compress or summarize.
The question is, what is the meaning of life? And then,
okay.
you know, then the answer would be, you know, an introspective version of me peeing on my beer cans.
Damn, that's fucking disgusting. Okay, but I guess you reframed it with what is the meaning of life? I like that, you know, reframing, that's fine. So, again, we have your mom, it's a trick question, and what is the meaning of life? Those were the three responses to the question about the super secret, hard to riddle, you know, super secret, impossible riddle that nobody can answer. Those were the three amazing answers we got. Zach, do you want to maybe update your possible answer to what is the meaning of life?
No, I feel good about my answer. I think that it's an unanswerable question.
I'd like to re-answer my. I can answer that question. I can answer that question in one word.
That's the
one
answer.
One word I can answer that question.
I like that answer. One word.
One word. What is the meaning of life? The answer is happiness.
Okay, great. Happiness.
42.
See, Don, did you understand when I said that your response was almost perfect when you said one word? Like, that is actually probably a better response even than happiness, because it's like the next level. Meaning that, what is that one word? Is there one secret word? If you knew that word, you would have the happiness. Do you know what that one word is? We just read about the letter G.
It's 42, man. That's the answer.
4,
Honestly,
420?
for me, you know, the way I met you when I first met you, John, and we were in a room, and you were going, oh. And like honestly, that sound, I don't even know if that's a word, but when I met you, that was kind of, you know, never mind.
It's called an ohm, you twat waffle.
some of the comments on the YouTube are. So, wish you all the best in life, mate. Is Zach a minister? To grow and transform mindset, healthy thinking, we were growing up, people. We are growing. I agree, we are growing. Okay, this has been my 2-hour morning podcast. Any final comments, questions, ideas, or opinions before I leave these rooms and maybe read a book?
Yeah, you're a pussy and you need to go fucking get rid of your blood urea nitrogen, you fucking god-ass motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, do you have a buildup of uric acid?
Let me drink some water to that.
Yeah, put more fucking oranges in your beer.
Fucking tap water is disgusting, I gotta say. I can fucking taste in Chicago. You know, if the more liberal your city, you know the more contaminated your fucking water is, basically.
What? Tell me you're poor without telling me you're poor.
Man, I am rich in spirit and rich in wisdom, and I am rich
Yo. Hey, he had to pull the religious bullshit out of his fucking tailbone.
Well, when you go low, I go high. That's the way religious Zen masters do things.
You know, can you go low?
Zen masters are cool and calm and collected in all communication. Zen masters are always calm, cool, and collected.
Well, dude, hey, close this room down. Dude, you know me, I'll be a social butterfly on this bitch for the next dopamine hour.
Well, I hope you come to my reading room and you meditate. Because if you don't meditate,
Fucking yourself.